Aha. Are we live?
We're live. We've
Cool.
been live for 13 seconds.
Do they see me picking my nose?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi guys. Welcome to the Evans. We're the Evans.
There's nobody in yet, so we'll wait for y'all to come on in and see us. We're excited to have you. Toby's drinking
I'm
coffee.
gonna calm down with a nice strong cup of coffee.
That'll help. Well, while we wait for you to come in, we'll let you know about what this week's topic is going to be. So, this is about, is living in Africa right for you?
Honest opinions about life and God.
Exactly. We want to share just our actual feelings about living here, some of the cultural differences, and any of the, even food differences, travel, all kinds of things. So, yeah, we just thought we would take some time and share with you. And if you have any questions, bring them to us, and we will do our best to answer them.
Yeah, please type them in the comments and we'll keep our eyes open.
Yeah, we'll answer anything, just about.
Mhm.
So, while we still wait for people to come in, hello to the two of you who are in here.
Hello.
We're in our living room in Ghana. We live outside of Elmina. So, yeah, my name is Cecile, and
I'm Toby.
this is my husband.
Hello.
We've been married for 14 years, and we've been living in Ghana for a year and a half.
Yeah.
And yeah, we love it. We really do. So,
Amazing here.
yeah, that's pretty much what our channel is about, is just our life here in Ghana, and we are sharing it with y'all so that you can figure out if this is where you want to live or where you want to visit.
Yeah.
Yeah, just sharing the honest tea.
And it is different, everything. I haven't spent a lot of time traveling, but this truly is all the way around the world.
Yeah.
It's so new.
There's an eclipse going on right now, actually, and we're able to see it from our front patio. So if you're living in Africa, Europe, Australia, anywhere except for the North and South America,
Right.
you are going to be seeing this eclipse, and it is beautiful. The sky is so bright.
Yeah, it's like, I forget the terminology, but how it looks is the sun is hitting it really directly, even though it's dark.
Yeah.
So the light coming off of the moon is like, you can tell you shouldn't really look at it.
Right, it's so bright.
Super bright.
Yeah, it's so bright, but it's beautiful. It's our first time experiencing a big lunar eclipse like this here.
Right.
So that's pretty special.
Because we've been in the northern hemisphere for all of our lives.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And we're equatorial.
So,
What do we got?
as far as our YouTube success, we want to give thanks. Just thank you so much to all y'all. It feels so good. Thank you to God. Thank you to everyone who's been in the videos. It's been really special to document it, and I'm so happy that y'all are really enjoying it. Our last video is almost at 4,000 views, and that's in 1 week, and that's a big deal for us, and we're so grateful. So, just continued thanks. We have
Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, we have the best group. So thank you. And we saw, oh my gosh, we saw someone, one of our subscribers, at KFC in Cape Coast.
That's the spot.
Yeah.
If you haven't heard.
Yeah, you're gonna see Americans there for sure. Like, you're gonna see every foreign person at KFC. But shout out to you, Kimberly. It was super nice to see you. So thank you.
Yeah. It's funny, we were gonna start off talking about water and electricity, but right now we're talking about internet. We were prepared to say that the internet's been pretty darn good.
Yeah.
But we're on our hotspot today instead of our
A router.
So maybe it's gonna be not quite as good. But we've been
Yeah.
doing really well. Cecile's been able to keep up with her Zoom meetings with hardly any problems, right?
Yeah, no, and I've been having to do big Zoom presentations, and it hasn't been an issue. Every time before I go in, I'm praying, and trying to be calm about if the internet's gonna work or if it's gonna go out or
That's
not.
right.
And actually, it's been worse for the people in the West that are on the Zoom calls with me. So
Right.
that's felt like, how about that, Africa? We
That's
got
right.
that internet.
Yeah.
So.
Now, a little less bright side, a couple other utilities we use, electricity and water.
Yeah.
Not so regular, I would have to say. The electricity's been going out a little bit more the last month, maybe?
Ugh, it's so true. It's out maybe 2 to 3 times a week for 2 to 3 hours every time it goes out. And
Yeah.
sometimes it'll go out a few times in the same day.
Yeah.
And that is just, it's the worst because it's going out, it's hot outside, you're trying to find a place to catch the breeze, you forgot to charge your devices. Oh, so getting back into that rhythm. Plus, rainy season is upon us, so that makes the power go out. If there's a big storm,
Sure.
they're gonna turn off the power for safety. So,
Right.
yeah, a
Turn
whole
off the
nother
power
thing.
rather than have a transformer blow or something, so they just click it off as the storm goes by and turn it back on.
Yeah.
But when there's no storm, I'm like, what are you guys doing today? Come on.
What's happening? So anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, that's been kind of a thing. But the water has been flowing,
Well,
so
pretty good.
it hasn't been a time where we've been having to fill up those big yellow barrels and lug them up our 2 flights of stairs and all of that kind of stuff. So that's nice that the water's flowing, and I think, yeah, I'll take having my electricity go out a little bit more than I want my water to not be flowing.
Now, the pressure is still going up and down. It will go to a trickle.
Yeah.
But keeps running.
Yeah, exactly. The toilets are flushing, it's
Yeah.
flowing,
And that has not always been the case, but we've had a really good run, several months of water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the lowdown on utilities, and your phones. So that's another thing. I think you have to remember that you're paying as you go with your phone
Right.
and with your internet. Instead of having unlimited data or unlimited Wi-Fi or whatever, you know exactly how much you're using. And that starts to do something almost where you want to conserve it a little bit more
Right.
because you understand how you're paying for it,
Sure.
So I highly recommend having offline games, and not only for when the power goes out, but for when you don't want to use too much data, offline movies, so DVDs, I would highly recommend having stuff downloaded onto your computers. Games like your Xbox, your PlayStation, things that don't need internet to be able to entertain you or your family,
Right.
especially if you have kids. They're gonna be sucking up a lot of that data, and it's not cheap over time,
Right.
So.
We have just the two of us, but we use a lot of internet. I think movies, music while we're doing housework,
Yeah,
Zoom meetings.
yeah.
Uploading YouTube videos.
That takes a lot of data. And I would say we're paying about 400 CDs, about 40 US every 3 weeks.
Okay.
It's
Sure.
less than a month, but it's more than 2 weeks, so it's somewhere in there.
Well, now that's just for our home router, though.
Yeah,
We still, to get internet on our phones, we have to piecemeal little bits of data on those as well.
as if we're out and about and want to use the
Of
internet.
course.
But we're pretty good about that, it's not like we're out scrolling, we're out looking around in Ghana because it's so exciting,
Look, we got like 7 people.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Thank you for watching.
Ooh, ask us, tell us what you want to know. Ask us questions.
Yeah.
We'll do our best to field those here today.
Absolutely, yeah. We want to answer any questions that you have about living in Ghana, or questions you have about us, or anything really about why we left the U.S. Anything, we'll tell it to you.
Do you guys have any questions about this fresh haircut?
Look at
Oh, shoot!
I
Fresh
love it.
to death.
It's pretty good, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just got it cut today for you
Mm-hmm.
and for me.
Icon Barbershop. There's two of them right
Mhm.
next to University of Cape Coast.
Yes, ask for Vincent. He's excellent.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah, excellent. So, let's see. Something else we wanted to talk to you about. Sorry, if you see me looking down, it's because we have some notes here to make sure that we tell you everything awesome and important.
That's right.
So, snacks, food.
Mm-hmm. Are you ready for this? I don't know if
Yeah.
you are.
Well, before we go there, we have a question.
Oh.
Yes, why did you leave the United States?
Oh, so it's a big,
Wow,
it's a big answer.
it is. And thank you for asking that question. We appreciate you.
Let's keep it maybe
Yeah,
short and sweet if possible.
I'll do my best. I left the United States with the intention of always being able to visit, and that's where my roots are. That's where my family is. And I think the first and foremost, I was ready for a new experience. And I was ready to learn more about the world. I felt like traveling was something that could
Yeah.
make me smarter, make me more capable. And so that's the biggest reason why I left. If you want to know some of the smaller reasons why I left, I feel like the United States is dangerous, and I don't feel comfortable living there full time. It's there's too many guns, there's too much violence, there's too many drugs, and I don't feel as though I have a chance in the United States to be successful, and I feel like I have that chance here.
Yeah.
So,
And it's easier to keep her safe here. You know. Yeah.
yeah.
So. Yeah.
Yeah, and the reason why we don't plan to go back for full time is because we love Ghana and it's rad.
I love it so much.
It's so cool, and I highly recommend it to folks who are looking for a change and are looking for a place that's safe to go with.
Well, you never have to be cold again? Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
That part is really nice,
That's nice.
but it is hot. It's hot.
Ooh.
So,
Can I talk about earwax?
well, we're gonna
Is that
talk
too
about
much?
snacks.
Okay, so just to whet your appetite, earwax. Okay, so I come from the Pacific Northwest, and I have what I've heard is a healthy production of earwax. Every once in a while, I'll feel like a little chunk kind of fall down in my ear. I'm like, oh, what's that? And I have this little piece of wax. That was back in Oregon, though, where the ambient temperature was quite a bit lower.
Right.
Right? So here, it's always 88 degrees or something, so the same normal amount of wax just stays liquid and just sort of moves down the hairs and whatever evaporates or whatever wax does. But I no longer have these little earwax boulders falling from my ears because everything's warm and lubricated.
Yeah, okay, so thanks for that story.
Keeping it real.
We really
real.
appreciate it. And next, so do you have any source of income coming to you in Ghana? Yes, we do. We both work. We have work that we're doing here in Ghana. I teach yoga, and I am a website designer, and I do graphic design. And so I've been doing that for folks here. I've been making flyers for people. And then
Most of the things that we're doing is sort of helping build a nonprofit. So there's a lot of marketing and front side advert stuff for getting that going.
Yeah, I mean, besides that too, though, you're also doing landscape design. You're
Repairing
doing,
roads sometimes.
okay, you have done road repair, but you're not repairing roads. You're doing landscaping currently. We were just on a lot today deciding how that was gonna go out and look, and he'll be leading a team to get the rubble off and get that ready for planting, so that's really nice. I think we have multiple jobs while we're here in Ghana.
Mhm.
I am of Jamaican descent, and so like a Jamaican, I wear many hats. I'm going to do what I need to do to bring in the proper amount of income to sustain me while living here. So,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a woman of all trades. And when we go back to the States, we're merchants. So part of the reason why we go back to the US is because we go to festivals and we sell our wares at festivals. So that's 10 out of 10. Highly recommend that to anybody who's living here in Ghana and going back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah. Bring a
So,
couple things back, you know.
we already have stuff there. We also have an Etsy shop, so that's something that we're doing. And then the YouTube channel is also one of the ways that we are bringing in income. So lots of ways, honestly.
Mhm.
So when snacks. Finally, we're back to snacks. And again, if y'all have any questions, please go ahead and put them into the comments, and we'll answer them.
So as far as being able to adjust, I think a lot of you might be surprised how important your snacks are to sort of keeping you comfy. You know, when none of them are available anymore, it's a transition. You know, we can find Ritz crackers. You know, I mean, there's a lot of odd things that you can still find.
The
but
Ritz
most
crackers
of
are
it-
stale, so you're not gonna want them. You can buy them, and they cost twice as much as they would have cost you back where you're from, and then you get them and they're stale. So it's not worth it really to buy a lot of imported foods.
Peanut butter's like gold.
Yeah, it
Like
lasts.
American peanut butter, Jif, Skippy, any of
Mhm.
that. Ooh.
Yummy. But you have to just be smart about it. We've bought peanut butter before, and that's fine, Skippy. But we bought Smucker's jelly, and when we got it home and popped the seal, it was moldy on the top.
It was big.
And it was
jar.
expensive, you
Of
know,
course.
it was, so I think it's a hit or a miss, you know, you just have
Right.
to be conscious of the kind of stuff you're buying. We bought a big bottle of Frank's hot sauce, and that was fine, because it's
still
mostly,
winning.
yeah, it's mostly vinegar, so, you know,
Yeah.
it's gonna last.
It's safer.
But I think, yeah, you'll start to learn that your money's going too quickly if you're buying snacks that make you feel comfortable. If you're buying snacks that you're used to from the US or from Europe or wherever it is that you're flying in from. So for us, we figured out ways to either make our own snacks. So popcorn is a big one here. It's very popular.
Yeah.
But we just buy it at the market in a big old bag.
Ooh, and she takes the regular salt and puts it in the blender. All of a sudden it's
Yes.
powdered salt, and it
Mm-hmm.
really distributes through the popcorn super well. You should try it.
It's like the movie theater, I tell you.
It's amazing.
It's really nice.
And then we do that same thing, but we'll do salt and sugar.
Yes.
So it's like sweetie popcorn.
It's like kettle corn.
Ooh.
It's pretty good. So that's a big snack for us, and it's healthy, you know. I mean, comparatively to
Right. Not
the
a ton
Kit
of
Kats and the
calories.
Reese's or whatever else we would have been getting in America,
Mhm.
you know. And so, yeah, other snacks we have. We just, you do a lot of cooking at home. You're gonna be making most of your meals, so you're really more in charge of your diet here.
Right.
That's how it feels to me. You have a lot more access to fresh produce, and
Yeah.
just local foods are going to be a lot more nutritious than the stuff that you can get in the States that's got so many preservatives, or just the pre-packaged or overproduced foods that you have access to in the West are not, they're either too expensive here or they just don't even exist.
Right,
You
some
know.
of the foods we're getting like regularly for snack time are like a fresh coconut. Get it cracked open, you drink in the milk, crack it again, eat all the meat,
Yep.
and good to go. And it's like, I don't know, almost half a meal.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
it definitely,
solid.
especially in the morning, it's something that can get you through. We'll have them after we do like a yoga class. We'll then have a fresh coconut, and then later
Mhm.
in that day, we'll be able to eat lunch, or maybe it's too hot. Sometimes it's too hot to really eat a lot too,
Right.
you know.
Another
So
thing we get is what's called bow fruit.
yeah,
It's basically like a big donut hole that's very lightly sweetened, just very lightly sweetened. Those are pretty tasty. A
hmm
good sort of like morning time road snack.
yeah, for sure. And I think that leads me to just talking about like something that both of us noticed on ourselves, on my mom who also lives here, is like almost extreme weight loss. It's like kind of surprising, kind of makes you a little bit nervous because you're not
Mhm.
trying to lose weight.
Like, "Ah!"
It's more of like you're losing weight because of an accidental caloric deficit, you know? So you're just getting less calories than you're used to getting. And it's hot, so you're sweating more. So anyway, I think that's something that I noticed was that we, you lose a lot of weight moving to a place where the food is so different, you know?
Yeah, most of the foods we're eating these days are not prepackaged or,
Yeah.
you know, farm fresh. We're missing out on a ton of like salts, sugars, and preservatives that are kind of in everything we used to eat in the States.
Yeah.
Minus fruits and vegetables.
And there's nothing convenient. So there's sometimes when you're hungry and you're just gonna be hungry because you don't wanna cook anything or you don't even have anything to cook. You'd have to go and get something and bring it back and cook it or just not, you know?
Right.
And I know that's like, it's kind of sad when I think about it because it really is like a deficit. It's not intentional.
No, but we still have like good energy levels.
Of
We're still getting
course.
like a lot of stuff done, and unless it's really hot, but you know it makes everybody tired when you're hot.
Well, yeah, and the food is better, so you're getting more nutrients out of the food that you're eating. You know, they're
Mhm.
brighter, lighter, all of that. It's gonna be way more uplifting than those over-processed foods that we were used to.
Right.
But it's still like, sometimes there's actual hunger pains, which is something that I didn't do much of in the United
Right.
States.
We were never
If I
hungry,
ever felt
right?
hungry, I ate something,
Right.
and I was always going to be able to. There's all kinds of stuff in my cupboards that were just easy to get, microwave stuff, or I didn't actually have a microwave, but stuff you could put on the stove top real quick.
Right.
So anyway, I think not having access to that has
Yeah, we don't.
made a big difference.
We don't have a microwave here. We stopped using one, I think.
Like 5 years ago or
Yeah,
something like
right,
that.
right.
Yeah,
Just got a kettle and a burner.
yeah. I know we've gotten some questions.
I think we're caught up. Why did you leave the States? It's the last one, I think.
No. Are you looking into building?
Oh.
So, yes, we did buy property a while ago when we first arrived. It's very close to my mom's house.
Mhm.
And so we are definitely looking into building. We're just taking it real slow.
Yeah.
I don't have any sense of urgency to build right now. And I think, why rush it? I'm enjoying just living here and feeling free. It seems like there is a lot of stress that comes with building and it's expensive. And I think I'd rather be putting that money towards traveling Ghana and visiting places and just kind of absorbing the culture,
Right.
So, yeah, we will build. What do you think?
Well, I'd like to think that the price of concrete is going to come back down, but from everything I hear, prices never go back down in Ghana. Even
No.
if the cedi gets strong, maybe oil prices get low, It doesn't matter. It's like boop,
Yeah,
boop, boop, boop.
exactly.
So yeah, what it was like 60 something CDs I was hearing about, or 50 something CDs,
Like
A
when we
year and a
first
half
moved
ago?
here, yeah.
and for a bag of concrete, and now there are 100 CDs in this area for a
Yeah.
bag of concrete.
We have a comment. My uncle moved to. Oops, sorry. Hi, Mom. No worries. We're glad
Mom.
you're here.
Mom,
My uncle moved to an East Asian country and is able to live very well on a veteran's income. Are you able to live well there? Have your needs met plus? Yes.
sure,
Yes.
yeah,
We are able to live well here. We rent, and our rent here currently is, it breaks down to about 100 US a month. And utilities, I would say for two, we're paying, what, probably,
it's like 300, or it's like 200 CDs a month for water for some reason. It's
Mhm.
really expensive here.
yeah,
electric-
and, oh, sorry, I see your, that's not too bad. And our apartment is a 4-bedroom, so, and 4-bathroom.
Yeah,
There's places that, have way cheaper rent. You could be paying $35 a month, you know?
yeah.
So-
Other people are hearing about the concrete, so yeah, it's expensive all over, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, from Texas. Great content you bring. Made second trip to Ghana recently. Right on.
Yeah.
How was your trip? How long did you stay? Tell us everything. Are you buying land? What's the deal? So we'll get to the next question,
Yeah,
or
we talked about snacks.
yeah, and about surprise weight loss.
Yeah, but if you don't want to blow all your money, you might think about adopting some local snacks.
And local recipes.
Yeah.
So let's talk about cars.
Woo! Wow, we are so excited about our little car. We call it Honey G.
Honey G,
It's a
baby.
Hyundai Getz.
Yes.
Honey G.
Honey G.
Super
She's
good.
very, very cute.
Oh yeah.
She used to be a taxi,
Mhm.
and now she's a private car,
Oh.
our private car. And we love it. We love having a car, but it is expensive. There are always problems with the car. It is very stressful. That's what having a car here feels like. It's so intense.
Oh my god. So it's
Yeah.
a 2006, but it seems like a lot of cars come from overseas to these markets, and the cars that come from overseas to come to these markets are coming overseas probably because they were totaled
Right.
and then just sort of repaired. So there's a lot of sort of well-worn cars on the streets.
The roof of our car looks like it was in a rollover accident at some point.
Every once in a while, I'll just like kind of like, bang, but it's mostly straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I tell you, there's something about having a car and driving yourself around in Africa that is just,
It's neat. Those,
you can't beat
those
it.
backcountry roads.
And people, when they see Toby driving the car, because our car looks like a taxi, right?
Right.
So they'll look and they see this white man driving and
Oh,
they're
Brody!
like, oh, Brody taxi! It's so funny. Like sometimes people will wave for us, you know, as we're driving past them. Anyway, it's fantastic.
We have
But
them
they're
repainted.
really, they are very, yeah, of course, it's painted.
Yeah.
But I want to give you some understanding. So in America, we have something called DEQ, and that's where you take your car in to make sure that it is ready to be on the road. You know, your gas isn't leaking all over the place. Your whatever, the
Those
smoke
black
coming out of the
clouds are
back
coming
isn't
out.
black.
Yeah.
All that, you know, it's making sure you're road ready. Well, in Ghana, they call that road ready. And to get your road ready certificate, you have to take your car in, they check it out, and it costs like 140 CDs, something like that,
Yeah.
which US would be $14. And that lasts for a full year.
Right.
So
Right.
that's awesome.
Yeah, not bad.
and then insurance. We just had to renew our insurance
Right.
actually, and that cost us 640 CDs for the year,
Right.
and that would be about $64 US. Right now, the exchange rate is virtually 10 to 1 after you withdraw your money and deal with fees.
Interesting thing about the insurance prices is they fluctuate noticeably from day to day.
Yeah.
We're waiting for some money to come in before we were able to get our next year. And so I'd asked a friend, Isaac, you may know,
Yes.
hey, could you call, see what it is today? It was like 5:48, and called maybe 2 days later, and it was like 5:60 or something. It was kind of holding about the same area. Once the day came that we were ready to get it,
640.
640.
And it was only like 3 days difference
Yeah.
that it went up more than $100.
Yeah.
So, or sorry, 100 CDs.
Maybe it's like
So that was.
it all goes into one pool, and that week there was a bunch of accidents, so everybody has to pay more into the pool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Some other things that we've noticed about just driving here in Ghana or being car owners here in Ghana. So the gas stations, they will say they're out of gas when they're waiting to up the price. And then they'll
Right, like
release
they
the
hear
gas.
that a price hike is coming, or maybe there's one scheduled for the next
Mhm.
day, so they've heard from corporate, so that certain gas station just says, oh, sorry, we're out of gas, because then the next day, they can turn their price up, and they already bought it for the reduced price.
right.
So thus maximizing profits.
Yeah, so anyway, y'all understand, they're holding the gas, so we
But it's bad.
are going around looking for gas stations and unable to get any because Shell and Goyle and all the other big gas stations are holding the gas, so that's annoying, but it's real. Another real thing, checkpoints, and y'all, they have radar guns here, so don't speed. But it's hard to find the speed signs. Oh my gosh. And our car, it doesn't have a fucking gauge. It doesn't tell you what speed you're
The
going.
speedometer's always at 5 miles an hour.
And somebody has a lead foot. Honey G likes to go really fast.
Right.
She
that's
just
what it is.
wants to get up and go. So anyway, I'm not saying that we got a ticket because we didn't.
We almost got a ticket.
Jiminy Christmas. Sweet Christmas.
Sweet Christmas.
Anyway, yes, so that's a whole thing. Yeah, the Zongo filling station does not hold gas, and their gas isn't as good as Goyle. We did notice a difference. It's not like a big difference, but the car was pulling a little bit the last time we used gas that wasn't from one of the kind of name brand gas stations.
I was told there was no difference, but we
We
noticed a
noticed.
difference.
Maybe Honey G is just very sensitive, which is not surprising.
She's a discerning auto.
Yeah, she's a brat.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's been nice, and it's nice, like, if mom needs stuff, we can take her places sometimes, and that feels good, so, yeah, we like having her.
Our notes there for that part is holding gas.
Mm-hmm. Toby needs to fart. Okay, so, communication, WhatsApp.
Oh yeah, you pretty much just have to get on WhatsApp. Ooh,
Tim
yeah.
Black, you
Tim
made
Black!
it! What up? Happy to have you. Glad you're able to make it to the live.
Mm-hmm.
We actually have some more questions in here that we need to respond to. Ooh, Ghana is my 5-year plan. I have goals, sis. We will see you soon. Let us know when you want us to start looking for an apartment for you or whatever. Do you know what area you want to stay in, or do you want to visit first? Oh, I definitely want to visit. Okay, well, hit me up.
Another question in there that I just noticed was, how is the weather there? Unless it's raining, it seems like it's always like 88 degrees, nice breeze.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then it rains, and it's like that changes a little. It gets a little cooler, and the wind gets harder.
Yeah, but it's 88 degrees at 75% humidity.
Oh,
So really, it's feeling more like 90, 95, sometimes 100 degrees. It's pretty thick, but it's really nice. It's
just stay out of the
lovely.
sun.
So I think we're up here for answering the questions.
Oh, yeah.
Stayed 1 month. Okay. Oh, when you came to visit, still researching a couple of reasons outside of our crop, missing being there already. I'm sure the motherland is missing you too, but she will be here with open arms when you're ready to return.
Oh,
What is the process for getting driver's license? Is it difficult, and do you have to have residency? No and no.
no.
So it wasn't difficult for us to get our license.
Mhm.
We went to DVLA, which is Ghana's version of DMV, and you just take your license from the US.
Makes it
And-
super helpful if you have one.
Yeah, if you already have one, and they're gonna call and check it to make sure it's valid, and then they will start the process of giving you a license. It does take about 3 weeks because they have to send it out and give your picture and all of these things, you know, but it was worth it to us. And then with residency, you do not need to have your residency to get a driver's license here.
And Tim, I saw your question there. Yeah, we spoke about it a little bit earlier on. Power is an issue. It's pretty good, but like lately, the last couple of weeks, we've been losing power a couple times a day for an hour or two.
Yeah.
Not every day, but several times a week. So, you know, if you need to stay online for a, you know, a regular gig you have, it could be a little touch and go sometimes.
Yeah, I recommend if you're working from home or if you just want to have internet all the time, make sure that you have a hotspot from your phone and you have a router so that you can do both.
Yeah.
If the power goes out, you still have your phone hotspot,
Mhm.
and if your phone's acting weird, you have your router.
Something that's been really cool about this area, when the power goes out, the cell towers keep running.
Mhm.
So we've sort of never not been able to connect via cellular,
Yeah.
really. I mean, maybe a little blip here and there, but
It's happened once or twice where we haven't been able to, but for the most part, it's okay.
Yeah.
I think what I have noticed though is it's harder to top off your data when the power goes out. It's almost like everybody has gone to their phone and is trying to get more data, so then it's just slow. The network is slow. So one thing that we didn't mention about the water,
Oh, yeah.
and that's something I feel like it's important to
It
talk
is.
about.
Very.
The water that comes out of your sink or comes out of your shower head is not clean. It is mostly clear, but it's sandy
Right.
and it smells like turpentine or seawater.
Sometimes.
It's rarely that it smells like turpentine. Mostly it smells like seawater. So I think, yeah. Oh,
We get plenty of Netflix.
yeah,
so-
we watch Netflix all day long.
Yeah, you just
Don't
have to take a
worry.
break every once in a while. You're still okay, Tim.
And make sure you have the stuff downloaded so
Yeah.
there's something to watch. So anyway,
What were you saying?
with water,
Oh.
bring water filters or plan to buy them once you're here. I think it's really important for your drinking water, your bathing water to be filtered.
Yeah, we've got little,
Shower head filters. Yeah, we got them on Amazon. And when we go back to the States, we'll order a couple more and bring those back.
right,
And we have a Berkey water filter, which is not attached. We take water from the faucet and then we pour it into the Berkey.
right,
It filters down and then we have clean water.
right. Tastes good too.
It's very nice. That's what we use for our drinking water.
Yeah, before we came, of course, we were watching lots of great videos like this. Expat Life Ghana, getting some details on coming, and we heard from a lot of these videos that sometimes folks from the US or the UK or whatever would come over and be showering in the local pipe water and like maybe break out because the water's just hard and maybe not as purified as some places you might live. And I don't think either of us, even though we have shower filters, sometimes I'll like wash my face from non-filtered tap water, just like rinse my face. And neither one of us have ever gotten rashes from the water, but I'll itch a little bit sometimes, if I put the non-filtered water on my face, I'll be like, oh, why is my face kind of itchy? So the tap water is a little harsh.
Sorry, I just would have been on some chapstick.
You show that thing off.
So this is, sorry, it's cocoa butter.
That's a big chapstick there.
And it's wrapped in a sachet, an empty water bag. This is the chapstick I use now. It's awesome, and it's so nice. It's organic cocoa butter because there's cocoa plants, and it just smells so good.
Yeah, and it's not some weird product that has some cocoa butter in it.
No,
it's a stick
It's pure.
of cocoa butter.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Love it.
Awesome.
So another thing that we wanted to bring you some honesty about is the people.
Oh yeah, our neighbors are wonderful.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We've had the same neighbors for a year and a half,
Yeah.
and they're fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
We've never had any trouble. I just feel like they are caring and they're concerned about our well-being, and it's nice. I get you too.
Yeah, we're always waving to the folks as we pass a few markets coming and going. And
Yeah.
see the same folks sitting on their stoop.
Oh, now that we have a car, we've given neighbors rides home.
Oh, right, when we see them out at the market.
Oh my gosh.
Are you heading back home? Yes, yes.
Come in the car and get with us, and that feels like, oh my gosh, it's so special.
Part
to
of
be
the
able to do
community.
that. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And our neighbors are also people that we patron, one of my neighbors is my seamstress.
Right.
We have a neighbor that runs the local shop where we buy our eggs and our bread, our sugar, and
we consider that when we have a few things to buy, we make sure like, we'll get eggs, from the lady right here.
yeah.
We'll get some bread from the guy down there.
Yeah, we want to make sure our money stays on our block, as much as we can.
Yeah, don't pass by a neighbor who's selling eggs and drive all the way into Cape to buy your eggs.
Right. Buy
It's
eggs
not
from
good
your
for
neighbor.
anybody.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Exactly. And so that feels really nice. I think that we feel, now that we've been here for a while, we feel like participants in the community. People know who we are, we're recognizing everyone, and it's really nice. It's a really nice community to be a part of. And I think, it's
People here are just so sweet. Just sweet.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
yeah. And I feel like the people who see us regularly in Elmina and Cape Coast, we've charmed them, and you can tell that they love us and we love them, and it's just really special. It's really good. I think one of the ways that we've been able to charm folks here, or stay in people's good graces, we speak Fanti, and when we go out, yeah, it's not as though we speak it a lot, but we go out and we greet people. We say Apome, Yamanado, Mahoye, and that means how are you? By God's grace, I am fine,
Right.
and saying that and then getting that response back. And when Toby says it, oh my gosh, it's like Santa Claus showed up, all of a sudden we're getting dashed, extra onions, and it's so funny. There's this wonderful, wonderful woman who works down at one of the markets, and she sells onions there, and she's just beautiful. She told us her family name is Portuguese. And she tells us, you see from my nose, I'm from Portugal, and we're like, yes, madam, yes. But yeah, I can't get enough of it here. I think, the people here they're good. They're very, very good. Very religious. You know, whether it's Muslim or Christian or local religion that I am ignorant about. I'm sure there's plenty of those.
Right.
But you can tell it has created a community that like promotes honesty and kindness
Modesty.
and modesty, you know. That's just seems to be at the forefront of most of the community members. Like everybody wants to be upstanding, you know. It's different than in the United States where there's some upstanding citizens, but here it seems like it's just kind of ingrained to be upstanding as a person. So.
Oh, I don't know if you know about You Are Invited. Just the little girl at the market that's closest to us, several times would be eating like a mango or something, or maybe some banku, and almost every time she said, "You're invited," which is like, you know, if you're hungry, you can have some of this, which is a very traditional, very common thing for Ghanaians to do.
Yeah.
Even if they don't have a lot,
Yeah.
if they're being sort of that, if their mom taught them right, if they're raised well, if they're kind the way they're supposed to be,
Yeah.
you're invited. They'll offer you some of their food.
Yeah,
And,
you don't eat in front of somebody without offering them that food because you
Right.
don't know what they've eaten today or yesterday or the week before. So for you to pull out food and not invite them is one of the most cruel things that you could do here in Ghana.
But
And
I
I think
love
that's
that.
something like learning that, yeah, was
I
a
love
big
that
deal.
about the people here. That's
Yeah.
a neat thing.
Yeah, that's a lot of soul and spirit going on there, you know, a lot of care and concern. Let's look at these comments and see what we got going on. Okay, here's mom bragging about all her streaming services. Yes, we stream. You know, and that's something about living here. I feel like you have more time, right? You're not so stressed out with your 40-hour-a-week job. So you really can start watching all the shows and streaming everything and, you know, just kick on that AC and chill.
Yeah, literally. So cold in here. Wow.
Seems to be a lot of Americans in Cape Coast. I know your mom's house is coming along. Yes, it is coming along, and we have not started building yet. You know, we have plans to build, but we're just not in any rush. It's just stressful, and we like to relax. And you know, when we're talking about people in Ghana, Cape Coast, Elmina area does have a lot of American diasporans.
Yeah.
And they're a pretty tight-knit community. Like, you're not going to really meet diasporans in Cape Coast, Elmina area that don't know each other.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And it's really neat. It's special. And it feels a lot like living in a college town or something like that, or having like,
It is a college town.
you know, well, it is, but you know, it's a lot of elders that all know each other and hang out together and play games and go to parties, support each other for weddings, business openings, all of that. But if there's any drama going on in that group, everybody knows because it's small. You know how small groups are like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you remember you're invited. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next thing we wanted to offer is about going out, nightlife, Ghana nightlife.
Right.
So what I've noticed is as modest as Ghana is during the day or modest with your dress,
Right.
when folks are out dancing at the club, ooh, it's not very modest. There's a lot of what in America has been called like dirty dancing or grinding or rump shaking, you know, all of the like very booty popping dances, and they just seem very regular, very normal, very socially acceptable.
I know nobody's looking embarrassed. Like,
No.
oh, what are they doing? I mean,
No.
like, oh, in fact, me and Cecile were dancing, almost touching on the dance floor at Hutchland.
Yes.
And some guy comes in, he goes, ooh, and tries to push us together.
Yeah,
so
he's
that,
pushing us closer
so that
together,
we're-
so we're booty dancing.
Ah.
And we've been just trying to be careful because people look at us funny if we're holding hands or if we're kissing or whatever. But booty dancing's fine.
It's fine.
So-
Green light. Go for it.
Just heads up for y'all to know.
Right.
But as far as going out, it feels really safe.
Mhm.
I feel like I saw people who were drunk, but they didn't seem aggressive or too wild. There were some boys that were drinking together that I've seen, but they're being together. They're not taking their drunkenness and spewing it on everybody else,
Mhm.
And so that's nice. And there's
Smell
no,
there. It's chill.
that nobody has a gun in the club, or it's just, it feels safe. Even the security, you feel like they're not gonna bother you over stupid stuff, they're there to make sure that people stay safe. They're not there to be annoying, or to power trip.
Right.
So that was really nice. We went to festival in Accra,
Oh, the Black Line.
the
music-
Black Star Line.
Yes, Black Star Line Festival.
Yes.
Yes.
It was Chance the Rapper. He did a huge festival and it was incredible.
Huge.
There were something like 50,000 or some really big
50
number.
million.
500 million.
Bazillion.
No, but there were so many people there and it was safe and it was fun. I think the worst thing that happened was standing in line waiting to get in. And even in that, it wasn't a big deal. There were tons of people, you could smell people smoking weed all over the place and nobody was getting in trouble. You weren't seeing people getting hauled out or anything like that. It just felt
Pretty chill.
just normal,
Mhm.
Okay, we're at a music festival and people are going to imbibe and have a nice
Yeah,
time.
people were acting like adults and being treated like adults.
Yeah,
Woo!
instead of wrangled and.
I never get out and go. I'm just gonna be crazy.
Mhm.
No, everybody's cool.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. So we like going out in Ghana. It feels really nice, really fun. And I think we're gonna do Afro Nation, which used to be Afrochella. We're gonna do that next year.
Nice.
So let's see. About to make comments. Okay, they're talking to each other mostly, which is great.
Good. Are we gonna cover all this, man? I'm going long today.
Yeah,
I'm going long.
yeah, we are.
Ooh,
Okay.
Animals.
Yeah, we wanted to tell you about animals here in Ghana. Because they're different.
They're big.
They're a lot
They're
bigger.
real big.
And they're bountiful. There's an abundant number of insects and
Right.
animals here.
Right. I mean, there's
So-
bug spray, but maybe there's less bug spray here or something. I don't know. Because butterflies everywhere.
Every time you go outside, you're gonna see more than one butterfly, no matter what.
Oh yeah.
Every single time we hit our front gate, we see 5 fly up
Mm-hmm.
and they're all different colors and it's amazing. We have lizards in our house all the time.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Our
yeah.
cat eats about at least one lizard a week.
It's a something common house gecko, I think is what it's called. If
Yeah.
you want to look it up, something like that.
Yeah, we just had one last night. It was hiding in the window in the bedroom. Then it ran under the bed. And Helix and Toby, they hunt together. So they're hunting for the lizard and
We're
then
both under the bed, looking for it. Oh, there it is, go. She's like, where? Ah!
and so she got it and
Oh my God.
then Toby cleans up what she doesn't want.
She's
So
everything but.
no, we're not gonna tell you. So anyway, so back to animals. As far as stuff that has come into the house, it's mostly just the geckos, mosquitoes. Ugh, they're hunting you at night and it's horrible. And I think it's something where I've lost sleep over mosquitoes. I know one's in the bedroom, and I'm trying to hide. So,
Ooh,
spiders,
yeah.
definitely. Toby got bit by a spider back when we first moved here,
Mm-hmm.
and he slapped it in his sleep and went like this, and the juice from the spider body was poisonous, and it made this huge
like-
rash scab on his hand.
Because it was under my skin. It was like bruising
It
rash.
was like a bruised burn because then it
Yeah.
peeled like a sunburn. It
Ooh.
was terrifying. And we don't know what the spider looked like either because he smashed it and it was gone, and
Yeah.
he just woke up to this thing, and it had lines like this from a hand, so there were white spots and then red. Oh, it was terrifying.
Gross.
I've been bit in the lips by mosquitoes like 20 times.
Yeah, and she gets like a
And they get
reaction.
huge,
So she gets all
like this, like huge lips, and it's really kind of painful actually. So that happens a lot.
It's kind of cute too, but.
Shut up. So, what else? Bugs that come into the house.
Well, not just
Oh,
bugs.
if there's a rainstorm, there sometimes brings like swarms of bugs.
They're like ants, maybe with really
Flying
long
ants.
wings.
Yeah, flying ants
Yeah.
that are really intense, and they come in, and yeah, we have to close up all the windows and then kill the ones that are in the house, you know. So, can you just get her?
I thought if I tried to grab her, she'd run away.
We're bringing you the cat.
Oh
Hey, Lex. Hi, baby.
Does she look really big?
She's doing so good here. We love her
Is she
so
a
much. Okay, so
Let's see.
anyway, sorry. Back to animals. This one got into the house. We don't know where she came from.
Yeah. Trash. Trash panda.
No. So, more animals. So that's about it that comes into the house. Oh, fruit flies come with all the fruit we get. So they're always in the house because it's hot and there's fruit everywhere. So
Right.
that's big. So that's coming into the house. So now,
We have screens.
Mom, I see is screaming, what about the snake?
Oh
Yes.
my god.
So
The stairwell.
we have a lot of points of entry to get into our home, and we have this big stairwell that's gated. And there was a snake in the stairwell, like this far away from Toby.
I walked right past it and was like holding still. And then when I passed, then it moved. And I was like, what is that?
And the snake was maybe 2.5 feet long, and it was thin. It was like about that wide, bright green, and very poisonous. It's a western green mamba.
Yeah.
So you know the black mamba, the deadliest snake ever. It's the green version of that, and it shoots venom and can spit into your eye and kill you
I don't
from
think
in
that
your
one-
eye.
I don't think that one
Yes,
spits.
Isaac told me, and
He
he no. I remember what Isaac said, so I'm right. It's not a biter; it spits. And Toby was like basically kissing it, and it could have shot him right in the
Oh
face.
my god, I know. I took a stick and I like babied this snake under the fence instead of just killing it, so
Yeah.
it can't kill us. In Oregon, we're kind of, a lot of us try and be kind of conservators, like, oh, you don't kill the animal, just shoo it away. You
Yeah,
know?
not here in Ghana. The things are poisonous, and you kill them. If you see a snake when you live in Ghana and you don't kill it, and then that snake bites somebody, you are to blame, and that's like facts. And so when we see a snake, we need to kill it because it's most likely poisonous. And even if it's not, it's finished. It doesn't need to be over here by us. How about
Kill
that?
them all!
How about that? I'm not gonna have a snake killing my husband. That's crazy.
I almost.
Oh my gosh. So other bugs. No other bugs really.
Bats, in that same stairwell, a couple of bats were trying to move in,
They did move in.
but I think they're gone now. Maybe the snake got them.
Yeah, maybe the snake got the bats, but there were like 3 bats living in the stairwell. So we didn't really go out at night, but when we did, we'd have to come back in, tap bottles together, ring the keys. And they were swooping on us and we were running back the other direction. It was terrible. But it has been a while since I've seen them. The other day we saw 3 mongoose run across the road outside of our house. It was a mama.
Big, medium, and little.
Yeah, it was the daddy, the mommy, and the baby.
Yes.
And that was really cool. And we saw a recently born Burma cow, so that was awesome.
Sick lion!
Hey!
What's up?
Nice to see you, Sick Lion. Keep on doing live every
Every
week.
week?
Oh
Wow.
my goodness.
You're putting us to work, man.
Woo!
Dang.
You're smart though, we probably should.
There's a lot less editing involved. That's
Yeah,
What's that?
it's true. It's very true. So, I'm not sure. Yeah, I feel like that's enough about the bugs. There's some beautiful bugs and then there's some creepy ones too.
I'm ready to wrap it up.
So, it was before we finish it, we are wanting you to tell us what kind of videos do you want to see? What do you want from us? We
What do you
are getting
want from us?
we are getting so much from y'all. Just even sitting here having this time and being on this live with you has been a really nice part of our evening.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yes.
we want to reciprocate, and we want to make sure that our videos are educating you and entertaining you. And so if there's anything that you've been wanting to see here in Ghana, especially in the Cape Coast, Elmina area, or anything you want us to talk about, anything like that, please drop it in the comments, because we are really looking forward to some of your genius. So
Yeah, we can use
Tell
the
us what you
ideas,
need.
sure. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. So
Wow.
yeah, this was really nice. And again, like I was saying earlier in the video, it is a lunar eclipse. Yes, it's beautiful. It's actually probably finished being visible where we are, but check online at time and date and see where you can see the eclipse from, at least if you're not in North America or South America, because y'all can't see it. Sorry. Thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all guys later. We're going live the first Friday of every month.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.